What's up everybody? Today we're making crepes, savory crepes. Savory crepes? Yeah, I said it. I mean, we've all heard of the sweet ones that we all love. I mean, I would love some of those, don't get me wrong, any day, anytime, don't matter. But savory crepes is pretty much substituting crepes for starch with anything you eat normally. That sounds about right? Yeah. So today I'm making a bacon, onion, cheese sauce / mix, and I'm putting that into the crepes, because why not? And I'm also making beetroot crepes. Why? Well, one, I wanted to figure out how it tastes, and two, I think there's something cool about white and red or pink / red crepes together on a plate. Oh, and I'm also making regular crepes too. And to make it even more interesting, I'm putting some apples. Well, why not? Because apple goes with bacon and on some goat cheese, because that'll go well with beetroot flavor. So I got apple, bacon, beetroot, goat cheese. Sounds crazy, but I think it's gonna work. Alright, let's just get started.
Hello ladies and gentlemen. I am the inner voice of the man-child you see in this video. Today I will narrate to you the cooking process that he follows to cook his meal, among other things. To start off with, he starts making the savory crepe batter. For that he first whisks all the wet ingredients, which are 2 eggs and 1 1/4 cup of milk. Now I know you are wondering, you only saw 1 egg and 1 cup of milk. Well, later on he realized that it wasn't enough and the mixture was too thick, so he ended up adding the extra egg and the 1/4 cup of milk. Now I agreed that he should be more prepared and he should have a recipe and all of this stuff. But then again I thought to myself, you know what? What's the point if you can't make any mistakes and still be able to fix them in your own kitchen? There he is, adding the extra egg and the 1/4 cup of milk. And it turned all fine. The crepes taste good, and the consistency is what you really need, which is not too liquidy, not too thick, just right in between. You'll know when you make it. Add 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt to the mix and whisk it a little bit, and that's the consistency you're looking for. So the next crepes he's gonna make are beetroot flavored crepes. So here he is peeling out a beet that was boiled for about 25 to 30 minutes until you can insert a knife and have the beet fall off without any friction or hesitation if the beet has a mind of its own. Lame, I know. Same method you would do for a potato. Once it's peeled, all you have to do is cut it into any size chunks because you're going to be pureeing it. And then, unlike what he's about to do, first blend it without any milk. Once it's pureed all the way through, then add the 1 1/4 cup of milk and the 2 eggs. Now this is a classic example of when our man-child doesn't think. You see, he soon realized that the beets weren't pureed all the way through, you still got a little bit of chunks left because he had everything together. Had he stopped for a second to think, how is this gonna work out? He should have first pureed the beets and add the milk and eggs little by little. Then he strained the beet mixture to strain out to remove any pieces of beets out of the mixture. Now this is his personal preference. He just doesn't like to have any chunks in his crepes. But if you don't want to do this step, and if you are okay with blended pieces of beets left in your crepes, then you don't have to do this. You can completely avoid this step. However, if you are going to strain it, 1, use a bigger strainer. 2, if you are going to use a small strainer like him, make sure you wash it every time. That way the process will be much faster. Trust me. Now that the liquid mixture is completed, continue finishing the batter by adding it to the 1 1/4 cup of flour. Same process, whisk until there are no clumps, until you get the same consistency you had in the previous batter. Not too liquidy, not too thick, right in between. Before you make the crepes, make sure you rest the batter for about an hour. It really helps it settle and get ready to be cooked. Now the fun part begins. The key to getting this crepe thing right is 1. Adding a little bit of butter to the pan, and 2. Controlling the heat. You don't really need a lot of heat, so I suggest have it on really low, and that way you can really control how fast and how quickly, and also how to get the crepe perfectly cooked. It only took about 40 to 60 seconds to cook each crepe, depending on the flame of course. But if it's on a low flame, he only left it on one side for about 20 to 30 seconds and flipped it right away. And while you wait for your crepe to cook, if you have a puppy like him, you can annoy her or him. Look at her, she always complains he's so annoying. Can't leave her alone. All she's doing is just observing like a nice little puppy. But he can't leave her alone. Poor puppy. Another factor you need to think about when making crepes is how thin your crepe is. That's why it's highly recommended to just put an extremely thin layer. Figure that out by doing a couple of test runs so that your crepe is just the perfect thickness. Now that he's done with making the regular savory crepes, he's starting with the beets. The beets crepes. Same process, butter the pan, put a thin layer, spread it out with your pan by tilting it side to side. If that doesn't work, use a spoon to spread it out. And couple of seconds on one side. Once you start seeing some bubbles coming up, turn to the other side. Pretty simple. Once you do a couple, you'll get the hang of it. No need to worry. So once you get done with making all the crepes, then you just need to make the filling or the sauce for it. For this video, he's gonna make an onion bacon cheese sauce or mix. I know, sounds boring, right? Not. I mean, did you hear bacon? It's amazing. Alright, so you start off by slicing some onions, in this case 2 onions, then chopping some garlic, couple of cloves, and then cutting the bacon into small slices or lardons in French. The apples are for garnish and also a bit of tartness to bring out the flavors. He's just dicing it off, that way all the cutting and chopping is all done in one time. I know, I noticed it too. That dog now eats apples. First carrots, then apples. I really think she forgets she's a dog, and he can't stop giving it to her. It's ridiculous. So it is customary for our man-child to forget to record at least some step in any of these videos. His excuse is that he has ADHD. Excuses. What he forgot to record was when he first sauteed the bacon until the fat came out a little bit, and then adding the sliced onions and the garlic and cooking it until it's caramelized with a golden delicious color like that. He realized that now, so he's showing it to you. But let me tell you something. This smells simply amazing. I mean, you can just eat this by itself and just be happy. But he's gonna take it to the next level. Watch. Now, usually I only allow him to taste the final product, but I failed to stop him, and I guess he's really happy because now he's dancing. I told you could eat this by itself. You couldn't stop him from dancing, trust me. So go ahead and set it aside. And then, remember I mentioned cheese sauce? Yep, that's what he's about to start now. So he starts off with making the who? Yep, I said it. I try to pronounce French. I know, horrible, but he insists on me saying it. So you get to hear the butchered version. Fancy much? I know, it's not. It's just a neat trick to have no flour lumps in the sauce and also to cook the flour taste out of the sauce. And on top of that, the flour helps to thicken the sauce when you add the milk. So at this point, All you have to do is whisk it really well until the flour thickens and there are no clumps left in the sauce. Once you're happy with the consistency and there are no clumps, go ahead and add a couple of cups of shredded mozzarella cheese and grated parmesan. If the sauce is too thick, add a little bit more milk, some salt, add more cheese if you want, taste it, and then, this is his favorite part, add some red chili flakes. This is totally optional. If you don't like spicy food, you can totally leave it out. It's still good as it is, but he just loves the subtle kick you get with the creaminess. Oh, so good. As you can clearly see with his reaction. Alright buddy, enough eating, we gotta make some crepes. I totally forgot to say, after the cheese sauce is done, add the onion mixture. Stop it. Leave some to make some crepes already. So the next step is to make the goat cheese sauce. It's nothing really complicated. Add a cup of goat cheese and add some milk to it. And mix to get a nice consistency so you can drizzle it for garnish. And also the tartness. The tartness really brings out the creaminess of the sauce, the starchiness of the crepes, and also the beets flavor. Once you're done with that, take all the crepes you took, get any size plastic lid and cut out rounds. Now this is totally unnecessary. You can go the traditional route where you put the filling inside the crepe and fold it and eat it, but he wanted to go fancy and make a nice presentation for the Instagram, so he's doing all the fancy work. You totally do not need to do this, trust me. However, if you want to know what he's doing, he's putting the layers starting with beet crepes, adding a small layer of the bacon onion cheese mix, and then in the middle, after 5 layers, you put some goat cheese sauce, some apples and more bacon, and then continue the same bacon crepe repetition. The key is to make sure the tower is nice and stable, the crepe tower. And once you're done with all of that, add some more apples and some parsley for garnish, and really that's it. As usual, I have to let you know that I'm ashamed of this, but he insists on doing this to you, so in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that was Savory Crepes. I mean, I have to let you know, that was pretty good. I mean, it was so delicious. The flavors worked really well. The bacon. Oh my god. The creaminess, the cheesiness, and then the soft thin layers of the crepes, the goat cheese, the tartness, and the apples, you know, bursting of fresh, like, fruitiness. It was so good. So good. If you enjoyed this video and learned something, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you liked about it and maybe something you're going to make in the future. Well, till the next time, take care.